dominated the weekend. I know that Chase had a couple of issues. Good up.
So start of opposition's Chase Collymore, followed by Dylan Jones, and the second row is Riley Dexter and Zach Weston, and then Tyro Collymore is alongside Nathan Ward, and then George Barton in seventh. So you were mentioning that Lids, Riley Dexter had some problems at the start, but when he got going...
Yeah, I think each race he just pulled a massive wheelie, didn't he, off the start line. But once we got a bit of a problem, Chase had dropped his bike. That's not an ideal start for Chase. But yeah, he just pulled a massive wheelie off the line, or had some issues getting off the line. But then he managed to catch up with the rest of the pack, and away he went. He kind of dominated the weekend. But I know, after speaking to Jace after those races, he had a few mechanical issues with the bike, and I remember we were in the commentary box, and that was at the back straight, wasn't it? And as the bike came past, you could hear it was running a little bit flat. So we'll see how he gets on this weekend. He's obviously qualified well.
So just the 6 riders on the grid at the moment. I think it's... So there we go, the green flag's up and we're ready to get underway. And Chase Collymore leads away from the line. And another bad start, I think, for Riley Dexter there.
I know Riley's had a couple of fueling issues on the bike this weekend. Hopefully his dad's managed to iron those out a little bit. Yesterday his dad was frantically trying to get the bike running.
So in the lead is Chase Collymore, and he's just ahead.
That's Dylan Jones in second at the moment.
Dylan Jones staying with him very close, but the two of them building quite a large gap to the 2 riders behind.
I think these two are going to have a good little battle. Dylan's really come on over this season, and I think he's giving Chase a bit of a run for his money. Look at the times over this weekend, they're really, really close. And so we'll just see how they get on. Absolutely side by side going down the straight.
And Dylan's slightly ahead, but Chase is on the inside. Dylan Jones makes it around the outside. That's a very good move by him. So he now leads ahead of Chase Collymore. And they've got quite a big gap there behind him, 6 seconds ahead, 6.8 seconds. Riley Dexter in third. Zach Weston fourth. Tyro Collymore in 5th place.
We've got a message coming through on Facebook saying go Team Collymore. If you've got any comments or any questions, any good luck wishes for our riders, please send them through. Comment on the live stream, we'll get them online. And your best wishes.
So Dylan Jones now leading from Chase Collymore, Riley Dexter in third. This is round Llandow, despite what it says on the Facebook comments.
Hopefully the production crew are listening.
And we can get that changed. So round the last corner, the front two of Cummins. Dylan Jones ahead, Riley Dexter all on his own in third. So we don't know what's happened to Zach Weston. He's fallen back from Riley Dexter. But Dylan Jones with a big lead. Dylan Jones and Chase Collymore with a big gap behind them, back to Riley Dexter, who's on screen now in third.
That's where, that's Dylan Jones.
And Dylan Jones has come off. So that means Chase Collymore's now into the lead. And he's getting his bike up.
He's up and walking, he looks a bit stiff. I'm gutted for him. He was doing so well.
What a disappointment to be retiring from the lead.
I'm just seeing down the back straight, Chase having a good look there. Hopefully Dylan's okay, but absolutely gutted for him. He was running a cracking race there. But it looks like Chase has got this one tied up now.
So Chase crossed the line, and he now leads. And it will be Riley Dexter in second when he comes across the line. He's just going around the final corner.
You can just see out in the commentary booth that Dylan is actually up and he's back on the bike and back underway, so he's going to finish the race and try and gather some points.
That's good to hear. Zach Weston now comes across into third, so the gap's very big between each of the riders. Tyro Collymore only about 3 seconds behind Zach Weston.
We've seen Chase just go past one of our novice riders. This is his first race this weekend. George Barton on the inside. And again, as I said, this is a great starting block for any rider looking into getting into racing, and it's great to see some novices out in this class. And you can see with like Chase and Dylan, you know, they've got the style. They got look at that. He's absolutely hanging off the bike. Don't start showing off, Chase. Don't start showing off, mate. You're gonna come off. So yeah, so it's a great place to start off. They got the style. They got the technique. And it's great to see novices out there.
It's just over halfway through this race. 4 laps to go, and Chase Collymore leads. And I think what we'll be looking at the moment is to see if Dylan Jones can make up any ground to try and catch Ty Collymore in front of him. He's 22 seconds behind at the moment, but he will be trying to bring that gap down. Ty Collymore's actually got past Zach Weston into 3rd. We missed that one on the screen as well. So what was a 3-second gap is now about 1 second between the two of them. On your screen, Bo, is the race leader, Chase Collymore. And does it look to you like he's taking it easy, or is he really still?
Yeah, he's definitely taking it easy. He's not pushing at all. So as long as he doesn't start showing off or trying to get his elbow down, I think he's definitely putting on a show for the cameras. But yeah, he'll definitely be backing off now. Just taking it easy. Again, these kids are all racers. Want to make sure they've got the championship points ahead of them.
It actually looks as though Zach Weston's had a problem on that, so it wasn't. He was in 3rd, and he's dropped down behind Ty Collymore and Dylan Jones. But it looks like he might still be in the race.
Yeah, I can see. That's number 35. That's Zach Weston. See him across the start and finish straight now, and Ty managed to get past him again. I think they're just having a good old battle.
So here we go, 3 laps to go. It will be 2 laps when Chase Collymore crosses the line. And Riley Dexter's slightly getting a little bit closer, although that's probably because Chase is taking it a bit easy. The gap between them is, as Riley comes across the line, 10.8, so maybe not catching him as he wants. So it's Chase Collymore in the lead ahead of Riley Dexter. Jones in 4th. George Wilson in 5th place. So that's Ty Collymore. Looking behind him, you can see Zach Weston, but Zach Weston's a lap behind him. The gap's now 13 seconds between Ty Collymore and Dylan Jones. Do you think that Dylan can make that up in the 2 laps left? Oh!
Was that Dylan down again?
Dylan at the final corner.
Let's have a quick look. Yeah, that's Dylan down again on the final corner.
So we've got yellow flags out at the final corner, and Chase Collymore onto his last lap. That's so disappointing for Dylan Jones, who had been leading this race, but he's come off his bike twice now.
I can see him out the comments. Yeah, I'm walking now.
But it looks as though he's given up this one. So Chase Collymore going round. On the last lap now. And he is just taking it easy as he comes up on the back. A nice little thumbs up there. Chase is actually taking it very easy.
I think the checkered flag's already gone. Yeah, definitely the checkered flag's already gone. I can see them coming across the start and finish line. The checkered flag's out. I think there's a bit of an issue with the timing system there.
So Chase Collymore won that race from Riley Dexter in 2nd, and then I think Ty Collymore did get 3rd.
Yeah, I just saw Tyre in back in for 3rd. So Tyre was 3rd and Zach Weston was 4th.
But disappointment for Dylan Jones after he was leading this race to come off his bike twice. Good to see that he's up and walking now. Just about ready, and already pointing towards the first corner. The green flag goes up. And away they go, and it's a good start by both of the front 2 riders. And Dylan Jones has got into the lead ahead of Chase. 3rd is Riley Dexter. And then behind him, I think, is Ty Collymore. So the 2 out in front. Dylan Jones ahead of Chase Collymore. Brilliant start by Dylan. And they make their way round the back of the track. You can see the tent, that's where a lot of them are camping this weekend. So Dylan Jones leads ahead of Collymore. A big gap, and then Riley Dexter's in third. And the three of them are a long way ahead of, I think, Zach Weston. So a long, big gap for Dylan Jones out in front, and then it's very close. Riley Dexter right on the back of Chase Collymore. And there's a problem, I think, for Chase. He seems to wave, but Riley Dexter up the inside. Oh, and Chase's rear wheel, there's definitely a problem with his bike. His rear wheel definitely not working properly. So Riley Dexter's got past him. Chase is putting his hand up.
I've just got back. What have I missed?
There seems to be a problem with Chase's bike, and he's dropping back. And as he came around the final corner, it was racing like crazy. So that's allowed Riley Dexter to get past him. I'm not quite sure what caused that for Chase. So Dylan leads from Riley Dexter. Chase Collymore still going round in third, but he's not able to go at full speed and take the corners properly. I'll be amazed if he can carry on.
It may be something simple that you can just pull into the pits and get quickly looked at and try and get out on track and get some points.
Hopefully that's the case. So in fourth position is Tyro Collymore, and then Zach Weston's fifth ahead of George Bartle. I'm just going to have a look and see if Chase has gone back. Jones across the line. Chase has come off the track now. There you can see him. There's a problem with his rear wheel, and he's got going again. He tries a little wheelie to see if it's any good, but he's now down in fifth position. So Dylan Jones leads from Riley Dexter.
And Dylan's just come past the commentary box, so it sounds like his bike had a bit of an issue.
So there's Dylan, Chase Collymore, and his bike, his rear wheel, you can see, if you keep a look when we get a good angle, you can see that his rear wheel is still bouncing a bit, and it looks a bit loose. So that's for the race leader, Dylan Jones. Oh, is that Riley Dexter ahead of him?
No, Dylan's still ahead of Riley. You can see him coming down the back straight.
Oh, there they are. So across the line comes Dylan Jones, so he's got a gap. So that's Chase Collymore, who's in fifth position at the moment. Just have a look at his rear wheel and see if you can notice anything as he goes into a corner.
I can't see anything. He obviously can feel some sort of vibration.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's just a slight jump.
Something's come loose, or
so the battle out at the front is Dylan Jones 2 seconds ahead of Riley Dexter, and they're lapping almost identical times on that last lap. And despite the problem, Chase Collymore is lapping quicker, 3 seconds a lap quicker than Zach Weston and Tyro Collymore ahead of him. So let's see if he can make his way back past them despite this issue. And he's coming up very close behind his brother Tyro Collymore. They won't want to have any contacts. George Bartle a lap down, but still going quite well. So the battle for third is Zach Weston ahead of Tyro Collymore. It's Collymore. And Chase looking up the inside of his brother, and he's made his way past. So that's a good move, although he runs a little bit wide. He just does manage to get ahead, so there's a bit of a gap now. Zach Weston half a second ahead of the two of them. And bike number 7, Chase Collymore in the white overalls, now trying to make his way into third place past Zach Weston. Out in front, still a 2.3 second gap between Dylan Jones and Riley Dexter. And that lap, Dylan Jones did go a 10.5 quicker, so he's just made a bit of a gap there.
just had some news from Chief Scrutineer. They're going to pull Chase in at the end of the race and just have a check over his bike. It looks like it's shock rather than the wheel, where there's a bit of a setup issue, or Yeah, the scrutineer is going to pull him in and have a look over the bike.
So you can see that his laps are around about 4 seconds slower than Dylan Jones and Riley Dexter.
You can see he's definitely well off the pace.
But going faster than Zach Weston. He's got past Zach Weston and Tyro Collymore, so it shows that even with that problem, he is still going quite well.
He's trying to ride round it. But I was just downstairs talking to Clark of course, and just coming into this right-hander on the complex, you can see the back end just skipping around just a little bit. So it looks like it maybe just a bit of a setup issue or something's not right. But hopefully the scrutineers can have a quick look at it for him.
So out in front, Dylan Jones leads ahead of Riley Dexter, and Tina says go on Dylan. And with a couple of laps to go, hopefully he can stay ahead. And there's Zach Weston and Tyro Collymore battling it out for 4th position. Tyro trying to go right round the outside, but not quite having the speed. Oh, has he? He's managed that. And round the back marker, George Bartle. How has he managed to build that kind of gap? There might be some kind of problem with Zach because he's just slowed right down. So they're on back straight at the moment. Elsewhere on the track, it's still very similar times between Dylan Jones and Riley Dexter. They're both doing 59.0s. Chase Collymore behind them doing 103s. And then at 105 for Tyro Collymore and Zach Weston doing 106. So across the line goes Dylan Jones onto his final lap. Dexter. Will Riley be able to get past him? Roxanne certainly hopes so on Facebook. Remember, you can comment and like.
Well, I'm not going to do the commentator curse hopefully, but I know how Dylan's first race ended, so hopefully he's getting some signals from the pit wall just to settle down, settle in and take the points at the end of the day.
So there we go, coming to the back end of it. And round this chicane onto the back straight. So Dylan down the back straight, and he's got a big gap to Riley. And quite some style as he swings in round the final corner and up towards the checkered flag, and it waves for Dylan Jones, who wins the race ahead of Riley Dexter. And let's just see, it's only about a second between Chase and Tyro Collymore, so there could still be a bit of a battle there. They're around the back of the track. So Chase Collymore in the white overalls, if we can get a picture of him. There he is. We think Tyro Collymore has got past Chase. Chase staying ahead. There we go, on screen we have him now. He has a look behind him, but it looks like Chase Collymore has got the gap to keep clear of Tyro. And in the background you can see Zach Weston coming up towards the line. Around the final corner they go. And Chase manages to keep hold of third. We'll see if he can, if they go into scrutineering. Will they be able, would that mean they won't be able to race